Hi everyone, and welcome to this channel, which is all about self-leadership, and a major part of leading ourselves is regulating our emotions. And today we'll be discussing a specific strategy to do just that. The strategy that I like to introduce you to is a strategy that can help you act with more purpose, and it's called labeling emotions. This might sound a bit counterintuitive, labeling emotions, and what does that even mean? So in this video, I want to share what it is, why it works, and how we can actually apply it on a very practical level. Emotions are powerful forces that are behind a lot of the things that we do. And when we regulate ourselves or lead ourselves through life, we want to feel emotions that support us at an intensity that is also supportive. And one way we can do that is by expressing what we're feeling in words. Whenever we do this, psychologists call this affect labeling. This can either be labeling or putting into words what we are feeling, addressing the emotion, like saying, I feel fear. Or it can also happen by describing whatever is stirring that emotion up in us, by saying, I see a spider. Matthew Lieberman, who does a lot of research on affect labeling, says that affect labeling is like hitting the brakes when you see the traffic light turn yellow. It can immediately decrease whatever you're feeling. And this goes in both directions, for positive and negative emotions. So if you're feeling specifically stressed or too joyful or euphoric, you can reduce those emotions by affect labeling, by addressing what you are feeling. Studies show that it can also reduce all the physical symptoms that go along with that emotion, like decreasing your heart rate, decreasing the skin conductance, and amygdala activity, which is the region of our brain that has a lot to do with processing emotions. In different studies, affect labeling has helped people overcome fears of spiders, public speaking, and even perform better on a math test. They did this by writing about their math test anxiety before taking the test. Researchers are still debating why affective labeling works. One possible explanation is that it increases mindfulness. Labeling or putting into words is an act of self-reflection and becoming aware, which again is a very important part of anything that has to do with regulating something. If I'm not aware of the dryness of the earth in my plants, I will not water them. And if I'm not aware that I'm feeling distressed, I will not do anything to change that. So this is a very important step in regulating something, being aware of what is going on. And this is increased by labeling it, by becoming mindful of what is going on. Also, we reduce this sense of uncertainty of what is going on by sorting whatever we're feeling into a category. And this might be helping the brain process it and calm back down in the line of, oh, I see it's being dealt with, I see we're going through this and I'm making sense of what's going on, I can calm down, I don't have to be in a state of continued alarm. Now, how can we apply affect labeling in our daily lives? And the first thing to do is to become aware of coping strategies that we are using that are not helping us. We all have ways of dealing with our emotions that are more healthy, more supportive of the life we want to live than others. And to recognize the unhealthy ones can help us see when we are again starting to process something in an unhealthy way and make us aware that, oh, there's actually something that needs to be processed. I'm doing this again. This can be different from person to person. It can be forcing yourself to portray a certain emotion to others that you're not feeling, or it can be emotional eating or drinking. It can be picking fights, whatever it is. Become more aware of that so that when this happens again, you realize that, oh, something's there. I need to look at something. then it can be helpful to realize that although it might be painful to face a certain emotion, it's healthier in the long run to deal with it than to shove it away. Emotions can be the best teachers if we let them. So now you're at the point of realizing that there's an emotion that wants to be dealt with. It can either be a state of not being able to motivate yourself to do something, or feeling the urge to do something you actually don't want to do. And before this script of your habit plays out, you can now apply affect labeling by using your body as a sensor, by feeling into what you are feeling. What am I feeling? Is it a yearning? Is it a frustration? Is it joy? Is it anger or fear? And then when you've detected the emotion, to label it, to say the name of that emotion. And in mindfulness practice, it's recommended to actually even repeat that 3 times. So you might say, frustration, 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 or joy, joy, joy. And to support you in this, it might be helpful to broaden your emotional vocabulary. If you realize that all you can make out is good or bad, because we have many more emotions than that, and the more detailed you're able to recognize them, the more information you'll be able to draw from that. And going from there, you can also speak about your experience, either to yourself or to someone you trust, or you can write it down, write about what you went through. And when you do this, when you speak about what you're going through or writing it down, it's actually not so much about blowing off steam, but it's more about the structure and the organization that you're giving this experience by putting it into words, which is usually followed by some kind of insight. Things become clear to you. This structure and organization is something that happens automatically, though. You don't have to think of some scheme behind of your experience. Just writing it down will bring it into some sort of narrative that will help your brain process it and shut down its alarm system. Structure is kind. And to make the structure of all the points of this video easier to apply in daily life, what you'll be seeing next is, again, the slide of a summary of all the points that I mentioned. And if you found this video helpful, please leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and notification bell, because in my next video, I will be talking about dealing with disappointments in life. And I'm guessing you don't want to end up disappointed by missing that video. Take care, and I'll see you soon.